Tell us about your relationships with the legislature. You were a Republican governor, governing most of your tenure with Democratic majorities in the legislature. How did that play out?
Well, there were certainly some differences of opinion on health care, to be sure, on fiscal policy, on legislation throughout those 6 years when it was under complete Democratic control. I noted earlier, Chris, that the attitude, the atmosphere in Montpelier is different from what it was 30 or 40 years ago. There certainly is more partisanship. There are times when if a Republican governor proposes an idea, it's automatically rejected by the Democratic majority, and I think that's unfortunate. So there's a lot more partisanship than there used to be, and that made it very challenging.
There is a difference between the legislature of the 1970s and the legislature that exists today. It's much more partisan. It is much more, if your governor is of an opposite party, how do you sort of make sure he doesn't have any victories? You know, that sort of thing does happen, and I can't deny it.
Working with a Democratic legislature was certainly more challenging because we were always pushing against the momentum they could create in both the House and the Senate for any issue that they wanted. We worked real hard to keep good relations, although a lot of times those relationships broke down. We had some very contentious issues over 8 years in office.
In the first years, in 2003 and 2004, the House was controlled by Republicans. And we had some major debates over the passage of Act 68. Those were not easy conversations to get to that level. And those were with people who were within his same party.
We did manage to keep relationships with legislators, even if we disagreed, by and large keep them on a friendly level. So we could always have a conversation and try to get past the impasse in a way to reach resolution.